In a world where beloved intellectual properties are forced to be alone and kept separate from one another against their will, two men intend to break them free of this oppressive regime and bring these franchises together through the medium of crossover fanfiction. This is Crossover Quest!
Welcome to Crossover Quest. I'm Ali.
And I'm William. And this week we're going to be crossing over the two franchises that are... What are they again?
The Little Mermaid and L.A. Noire.
That's right.
The classic Disney animated film and the video game.
Yeah, okay, good. This is, as ever, an eclectic selection. Two very different genres, mediums. And Little Mermaid didn't get a video game as far as I know, so...
There was a Little Mermaid video game.
It probably
Definitely,
yeah. Yeah, it probably would have been here. So yeah, what do you think? Which one do you prefer?
I prefer The Little Mermaid.
Right, okay. Did you play Eleanor?
No.
Okay, that's a fair point, but you've seen Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
You've seen it a few times?
Yeah.
I too have seen it a few times. I mean, I like it. I do like it. It's not my favourite Disney film.
Mine neither, no. It's good though, it's a good film. I haven't seen it in about 15 years at least.
I've not seen it for at least that long. It's fine. It's like so many Disney things. We're not annoyed by its presence. We're happy it exists, but it doesn't really do too much for me, I'm afraid. Sorry.
I remember liking it. Under the Sea, all that good stuff.
Yep, all that good stuff, yep.
There's Ursula's fun.
She's big bad baddie, and there's also the rude penis-shaped rocks.
All the cocks in it.
Penis rocks, yeah, that's funny.
No, I forgot. I love Little Mermaid.
It's got some good. Loads
of cocks.
Since you remember the penis cocks, you're quite happy. Penis cocks.
Penis cocks.
Penis cocks. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. You like it. I'm different.
Who's your favourite character?
I don't know, Ariel or some shit. Oh no, wait a minute. I was going to say Flounder, but that's not the name of the crab.
Sebastian.
I like him. I guess he's French, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like something.
He's got a kind of Frenchy accent.
No,
yeah.
he's all like Jamaican or something. He's like.
Is he Jamaican?
Yeah, he's like some kind of Caribbean.
Am I getting mistaken with the candlestick from?
Yeah, and the chef in Little Mermaid.
Okay, and the characters from Ratatouille.
Yeah, them as well.
All the characters up. I get these all mixed up all the time. So moving on, part 2, or sorry, the other
L.A.
part.
Noire.
L.A. Noire, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. Moving on to L.A. Noire. Tell us about L.A. Noire, Ali.
It's a video game that was on multiple formats.
We said this last week.
No, but it was.
Oh, was it? Did you check? So it was on the Xbox?
Yeah, someone told me it was. Archie told me it was on multiple consoles.
I bet it wasn't. I bet it was on PlayStation and Steam only.
Maybe. That's multiple platforms.
So multiple platforms, I suppose, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
It was about murders, and you went around solving them by looking at people's reading their faces.
Yeah, you're going straight to the selling point.
Well, that was the fucking.
It was an open world detective game, very much like a Grand Theft Auto, but set in the 40s, but without that much freedom. There wasn't as much to do, but it did have a realistic depiction of the 40s.
Yeah, but it sold itself as a detective game.
It did.
Like
it did have that crime detective.
But you were detecting. You weren't like. Shooting guys. There was shooting guys as well.
Yeah, there was shootouts. There was car chases and shootouts and all the usual stuff.
Just be honest, right? After all the time after it came out and all the hypes died down, like after a week after it came out, but was it shit?
Yeah, kind of. It was shit, but it's like I've said this before to other people. Like it's one of these games that was basically shit, but I urge everyone who's not played it to play it.
Just for the graphics.
Not just for the graphics, because at times the detective stuff was brilliant. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like little things like obviously surveying a crime scene and finding, that's fine, but the interrogations, they relied on the actors. This film used real actors, as we talked about before. Like real actors' faces were scanned in. It was uncanny.
Like scanned in their actual acting, not
every muscle was moving as they moved when they. It
just looked like computerized. It was weird. It looked really weird.
It was impressive.
It looked great.
And so the interrogators were great. And if the actor was really good, and a lot of the actors were really good actors, then they would react, and you'd have to think that they're lying and fight. And I mean, at times it was absolutely brilliant. But the majority of the game was driving in cars, shooting bad guys, chasing them. The final section of the game, spoiler alert, is just a massive like run and shoot chase through the sewers of was it
L.A.?
Yeah, I was going to say New York. I don't know why. It's like that's another thing. This game's notable for being the only game made in America in the last 20 years not set in New York, which is it's interesting. But no, overall, it's an interesting game. The story is intriguing, but it turns out to just be a silly heroin left over from the morphine left over from the
Alright,
war.
don't fucking spoil
Sorry.
it.
No, that's the main
game.
That's the main
play.
plot. Is the heroin was brought back from the war, but like it's getting into everywhere. It's murders and there's like death and there's jazz and there's
So
like.
you really researched L.A. Noire then?
No, I didn't. I just played it when it came out. I just played it. I actually got a copy over there. I played it. Yeah, I played it and I was enjoying it. It was when Bo was really, really young and she was on my lap when I was playing it. I remember that quite well. It was alright. I mean, like I say, it was such a generic game, but it has a few features that just make it stand out. You definitely need to check it out.
What kind of influences did you take from the game for your story?
I'm just going to say now setting mostly.
Setting?
Yeah. Same as you, I'm guessing, probably.
We'll see.
I really hope that you did Alien War underwater. That would just make it for me. But anyway, I'm really hoping I'm not jumping the gun there. Yeah. So let's regale the electorate. I'm calling them the electorate because there's an election coming up. There's always one in somewhere.
There's an election somewhere.
Yeah, the readers. They're readers. I'm sure they can all read.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the populace. They are a populace. All right, I'll stop that now. But yeah, the viewers, listeners, whatever. Let's for them tell our stories. You go first.
Okay, so this week I've written a story about the Little Mermaid and L.A. Noire, which I guess is to be expected.
Yeah, we've mentioned them both a few times already. So
again, no name, no title.
no title.
Do you want titles?
I like a title, but you know, I can't even tell you if I've done titles yet, so I can't remember. I literally expunged them from my memory right after telling the story. So, yeah, just do one right now. Just here's a thought. Just make it up as you go along. Just do a title right now.
Okay, The Little Mermaid and L.A. Noire. Fish out of water.
See,
that's crap.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's excellent.
I feel dirty having naming one now.
Don't name them. Take the name back. Take it back.
This story is called The Little Mermaid and L.A. Noire.
You can
Fish out of water. I couldn't help. I had to do it.
I was going to say you can edit it out. If you're not happy with this bit later on, you can edit it out.
It was the morning of Ariel's 16th birthday. She was a feisty young mermaid, daughter of King Triton, a straight C student. That's spelled S-E-A. That's the best you can do in under the water, under the sea. And popular to boot. She had it all and had gone to bed super excited for her sweet 16 party.
You know, it sounds like there's a person there called Boot, she's popular to him. He really likes her. She's popular to Boot, but no one else really likes her that much.
She had it all and had gone to bed super excited for her sweet 16 party, but when she woke, something felt missing. She sat in bed for a few minutes trying to figure out what felt off. I don't get it, she huffed. I was so hyped for my birthday last night, I thought I might even dry the bed. But this bed is still soaked.
Are you going to explain the biology behind that at some point?
She went about her morning routine. This niggling thought crawling around the back of her mind the entire time, and headed out to school. As Ariel swam casually along her route to school, her best friend Flounder caught up to her. "Happy birthday, Ariel. I didn't get you anything because we don't exchange gifts on birthdays or Christmas under the sea," he said, merrily swimming beside her. She replied barely. "What's up, Ariel? You alright?" "Yeah," Ariel shook herself back into the conversation. "Yeah, everything's fine." She faked a smile and the two swam off. Just beneath them, on the ocean floor, a jolly crab greeted his crab friend. "Hey, Billy, happy birthday! Here's your present, as is customary for us ocean dwellers to gift on birthdays." "And Christmas," replied Billy. The gates of the school were mobbed with mermaids, mermen, fish, and hermaphrodites. Ariel stopped suddenly. Flounder carried on a few strokes before noticing. "What's the matter?" he asked. Ariel still didn't know. "Let's just skip school today. Come on, it's my birthday. Fuck school." And so, Flounder decided to take Ariel to a sunken ship he'd found. They swam inside that wet wooden guy without hesitation. "This thing is awesome," exclaimed Ariel excitedly, taking in the wonders of this relic from another world. "Yeah, it's pretty great, and I'm pretty great for finding it," said Flounder. The two swam around every nook and cranny. It was so exciting. Ariel had near forgotten that niggling feeling. Flounder headed into another cabin to take a shit. "I'm just going to go take a shit," he'd said earlier. That's when he went into the other room for a shit.
I like Flounder.
Ariel continued exploring alone. She found a large room filled with strange, unfamiliar objects. A sheet covered something towards the back of the room. Ariel was drawn to it. She swam over cautiously and pulled the sheet away. That niggling feeling was gone and replaced with a full-blown, insatiable itch right in the centre of her fish section. She dropped the sheet at the base of the revealed statue, a life-size naked marble man with all the body lumps and grooves ladies like. Ariel should have been repulsed. I mean, this man's tail is split up the middle and the two slivers of tail are weird mutated arms with hands that are all sticking out in one way and horrible little fingers poking out at the end. Legs.
Yeah, I get it.
But she wasn't. She was more interested in what was at the top of that tail split. This decent handful of marble was driving her crazy. Quickly, she snapped it off and stored it away in her school bag, making sure nobody saw her and resisting the strange urge to place it near her mouth. She replaced the sheet and left.
Place it near her mouth. Just like hold it there. Not quite sure, like like her instincts taking over, but she's never been shown or taught.
Exactly.
I was going to ask you as well, but see the
Hermaphrodites.
hermaphrodite. That's a great word. They would outwardly have the same appearance as male and female.
Yeah, I
It would
guess.
just be whether they had long hair or not, or long eyelashes or not, really.
Most mermen have long hair as well.
Oh no, wait, there's boobs.
There's boobs.
Would they have boobs or not?
One boob.
One boob. Yeah, perfect. One shell.
The next day, Ariel sought help from her friend Scuttle. A seagull who had spent time with humans should surely know what this object was. Yeah, I've seen this before, said Scuttle. You have? What is it? It's a lump of marble, probably broken off some statue. But it's in the shape of a man's dick. Oh, Scuttle, Ariel broke down. I think there's something wrong with me. For some reason I really want that thing, or other things like it, inside me, but near my fish section, where there's no place for it. Am I a freak? Scuttle was speechless. He backed up slowly and then just flew away. Ariel hunched over...
Flew away?
Yeah, he's a seagull.
Oh, she was out of the water at this point.
Oh, she's just hanging about at the surface.
Yeah, that's what they do most of the time, I imagine.
Yeah, hang about, yeah.
Got you.
Ariel hunched over Scuttle's rock and cried her heart out. Ariel's crying was interrupted by a big boat sounding its big boat horn. What the devil is that? Ariel cried as that big, dry wooden guy sailed past her. She swam over to investigate. Using her strong mermaid arms, she pulled herself up to the anchor's rope and peered over the edge. The ship was filled with happy seamen doing a merry seaman jig and singing about how shit it was to be a seaman, but in a jolly tone. Ariel was stunned. She'd only just learned of these split-tailed motherfuckers yesterday. And now she was face to face with a whole freaking menagerie of them.
Inundated.
Yeah, inundated with they call them split-tailed motherfuckers.
She's lousy with them.
Although, fascinating as they were, Ariel was only interested in, what was it Scuttle called it? Their man-dicks? However, frustratingly, all these men were wearing cloth tubes that covered their fleshy fun bits.
She alliterates as well.
She enjoyed secretly looking at their bulges, but it wasn't the same. Just then, a princely-looking guy came out of the main cabin, and his bulge was massive. It was love at first sight. I don't care if there isn't anywhere for a man's dick on my body, said Ariel determinedly. I swear, somehow, Prince Eric's donger will be inside me. She'd overheard one of the crew call him Prince Eric. He also mentioned his donger. That's where she learned that word. And with that, she swam off.
I love that donger.
Ariel went to meet up...
Sorry.
Ariel went to meet up with Flounder. She told him how she had been feeling and asked him to help her devise a plan that'd get some dick in her. Shit, Ariel, that all sounds really fucked up, said Flounder in response. I know, but I can't handle it anymore. There must be a way. I know a way, came a shady voice. The two friends turned in shock. This big squiddy fella stood before them. Ariel and Flounder were scared fish shitless. They were meeting in top secret, and talking in top secret, and were not expecting company in top secret. Don't be scared. I'm a friendly old gal, and I'm here to help, the butch squid said. You're a lady? Spluttered Flounder. Haha, yes, but don't worry, I'm not insulted that you didn't realise. I am as mannish as a manatee. Flounder thought that was hilarious. Oh my god, that is so funny. Comparing things to manatees is the funniest thing you can do in the ocean, as all us sea creatures will attest. Flounder managed to say in between bouts of uncontrollable laughter. Laughter that would last until way beyond the end of this story, and that's the last you'll hear from him.
I'm kind of relieved, actually.
Oh, you liked him?
I did. Soured on him already.
My name is Ursula, and I can make all your dreams come true, said Ursula to Ariel as she put her arm around her and led her away. Meanwhile, on the ocean floor, Hey Billy, did you see that squid-like purple mermaid? Doesn't she look like a manatee? Said a jolly crab. There's nothing funny about comparing things to manatees, replied Billy. How could you even say such a thing? And on my birthday. Your birthday was yesterday, stop milking it. Ariel arrived at Ursula's lair. From the outside it looked rank nasty, but once she got inside, it was a shiny laboratory. I wasn't expecting this. Why? Because I'm a spinstery old dyke octopus. Can't have a top-of-the-line undersea laboratory. Ursula corrected herself. I mean, yes. So how exactly are you going to make all my dreams come true?
This. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
It's not even an appropriate alternative reaction.
So how exactly are you going to make all my dreams come true? Asked Ariel, entirely satisfied with Ursula's cover. Ursula smiled. You see this machine? She pointed to a chair with stirrups surrounded by many cameras. It's able to perfectly copy any woman's legs and vagina into a photorealistic computer model, which I can overlay onto your tail. And the good news is, I just copied a sexy young lady human yesterday. Her legs were a little short, but her vag was in tip-top condition. But wouldn't she have drowned being in that machine down here under the sea? Oh yeah, she drowned. Cool. And with that, Ursula installed the fake legs and lady parts that Ariel was so desperate for, and she swam off to complete her quest for cock. It took Ariel a few hours to find the ship again, but once she had, she was up on its deck swinging her shiny new sexual organ around like it was going out of style. The ship's crew were dancing and whooping at the sight of this young girl's exhibitionism. One guy thought her legs were a little short, but there was no denying, that was a grade C slit.
Is that SEA?
SEA, yeah. Grade C slit, yeah. What is all the commotion? Prince Eric shouted as he emerged from his cabin. He noticed Ariel, her young supple body glistening in the moonlight, her legs further apart than he thought was possible. And was she swinging her vagina around? He wasn't sure how she was doing it, but he liked it. I shall take you as my wife, he exclaimed. All of his men cheered. Ariel was delighted. You hear that, vagina? Not long now till you're munching down on his old donger. Yay, replied her vagina. Prince Eric led Ariel into his cabin and threw her on the bed. He began stripping off, Ariel finally getting a glimpse of an actual penis. That's a real looking vagina you got there, he said to Ariel as he removed his hat and tossed it toward the bed. It landed on Ariel's lap. Hang on, said Prince Eric, suspiciously. My trilby looks off sitting near your vagina like that. I mean, your vagina looks real, my hat looks real, but somehow together it makes your happy valley look uncanny. What is this witchcraft? Eric was furious and motioned for Ariel to leave. I'm sorry, Eric, Ariel pleaded. It's just I fell in love with you and wanted your dick in me, but I'm a mermaid and I didn't understand human sex and... Oh, fuck's sake. This has all been about sex, man, I am such an idiot. Obviously, I've just come of age, so I'm starting to think about sex and stuff, and I was just getting it all mixed up. Don't worry, you don't have to fuck me. I'll just go and bang a mer person. Like, we have sex, right? We've established that there are mermaids and mermen. Christ, there was a joke earlier about hermaphrodites, so there's definitely a sexual distinction. Double Christ, I was born, so mer people must have sex. And with that, Ariel left the ship and went back to her life under the sea. She ended up marrying her high school sweetheart and they lived happily ever after. In 1940s undersea L.A. where they solved murder cases together. The end.
You cheating bastard.
How did I cheat?
No, you didn't cheat. Oh, that was really good. Oh man, that was like the story of O. That was like one of those Emmanuel films or something. Like all that sexual confusion.
That's just what Little Mermaid is. I just retold The Little Mermaid.
Well, yeah, that's true. She
literally goes on a quest to get a vagina.
Essentially. She wants legs too.
Does she though? She didn't really like them in my story. She thought they were weird.
Well, in your story she didn't. No, that's true. In other stories I think she... Depends how if you give her normal legs or not.
Did you like the whole hat?
So that uncanny valley bit was the bit where you put a hat on something and suddenly it doesn't look real. Yeah, I got that. That was good. I was waiting for the first reference. That was really good.
Well, the first reference was the cameras and shit and the...
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nicely done. You didn't explore the L.A. Noire story too much.
I think we established that the important thing of L.A. Noire was that technology, so I think I took the very essence of L.A. Noire and crossed it over with Little Mermaid.
Yep, that's a fair point. Is there an undersea L.A.?
Yeah.
Alright. You're writing the story, so yeah. Well, very funny story, that one. Very, very funny. I'm glad you said it all underwater. That was quite good. It was actually very similar to The Little Mermaid now that I think about it. It really was.
Just a retelling.
Essentially, yeah. It's actually probably closer to the original version. You know, in the original version...
She gets all killed and shit at the end.
Yeah, well...
No, she kills herself.
No, she dies because she falls in love with the prince, but she's told that she can become a human and marry the prince, but if he ever falls out of love with her, she dies. And he does.
Fuck.
He marries someone else at the end and she dies. Like, at the side of the ocean, hoping that she'll turn into a mermaid, and she doesn't. She just dies as a human.
I didn't know that. You could have used that as your story and just I wouldn't have been any the wiser.
I could have used that as my story. But then people out there who know their shit would have been like, he's just ripping off the original version. Which is obviously a bit grisly for I was going to say Nintendo, for Disney. Maybe a bit grisly for Disney, so they do that quite a lot though. I mean, I think Snow White is a little bit darker and stuff. Very good. Very, 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 very funny. Disturbing. Quite a sexual story for you, Ali. A bit more sexual than your usual.
So far.
Ooh. Hot Lust are coming. Lust of the Flesh will be the next title. Ali's next one will be Gladiator versus Garfield, Lust of the Flesh. We should do that one sometime. Anyway, okay, cool. Alright, well, as you know, I'm doing the same story as Ali. That's what we basically do here. So, L.A. Noire and, what's the other one? Little Mermaid. Don't know why I asked that. Alright. Okay, title. Yeah, I've got a title. Mine is called L.A. Noire and the Little Mermaid. Lust of the Flesh. Okay.
That's coincidence. Not really, because is that like a wee joke you set up earlier?
I'd forgotten when I did earlier. I'd forgotten that was what I would call it. Look at my phone. See, it says Lust of the Flesh. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah. So you had like the screen was off.
No, it's on. It's just gone off. It's on. Definitely on.
Right.
Its viewing angle's not so good from where you're sitting, but where I'm sitting, it's definitely on.
Right.
Anyone that has the same phone as me will know that. But you have the same phone as me, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So. My story takes place. all books should start that way. By the way, all books should start that way. That's the way real writers write prose. My story takes place on the streets of LA in the year 1999.
Okay.
All right, I'm just saying. And you've got your detective character, Agent. I had it. I mean,
surely it's right in front of you.
This is the story. Agent Dale, we call him Agent Dale Cooper.
So
Ken Cosgrove. I just found a bit. He's called Agent Ken Cosgrove.
So your story had again all. I'll just find the bit. Oh, he's called. Let's just call him this. Oh no, he is called Agent.
My auto scroll's fucked up on my phone. Okay, it's going up and down. I'm just trying to get a handle on it. It's very
so
difficult.
it's a bad reading. It's not.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ali. It's not great. Barely started. Not a great reading. We're going to call him Agent Ken Cosgrove of Mad Men, right? And he's a detective, a young detective. He's actually not a very successful detective. He's only been on the job for a day. So to be fair to him, he hasn't had a chance to really do anything. But they're saying to him, "Oh, it's 10 o'clock, mate. You've been a detective now for an hour. Still no crime solved, eh?" He's like, "Guys, come on." He's like, "Well, I'm just saying, it's an hour. That's an hour down. Your record is poor at the moment." He's like, "All right, okay, fine." This guy goes, "Ha, you know what? I'm going to tease you for a while until possibly later on in the story when I'm forced to become your partner because of my own skullduggery." He's going to go, "Oh, okay, that's specific." He goes, 1 hour and 10 minutes, mate. It's 10 past 10. Coffee
that
break.
was a 10-minute long conversation.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he saw him a little while ago when he was about to cross the road, and he saw it's 10 o'clock. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to go tease that little bastard." But it took him like 8 minutes to get across the road and finally confront him. And the guy
He worked out what he was going to say before.
Well, he knew what he was going to say, so he's like, it's 10 o'clock. And actually, when he said that, Agent Ken Cosgrove just sort of glanced at his watch and went, "Oh, it's 10:08, but it's fair enough." That's what he thought. He's actually a good detective, you know what I mean? He picks up on everything, but like even he is thinking, right, it's 10 past 10. The older detectives, the older boys, they're pressurising him into going for a coffee already. Like they're pressurising me into being lazy on the job. Which he thinks is a fine line between that and beating up hookers and cutting them open and stealing the heroin that was sewn into them in other countries, selling on the streets. He's really worried about this slippery slope, but he doesn't want to piss off the older detective, especially considering he thinks there's a really good chance in the future he could be maybe made to partner up with him because of his own skullduggery, and he doesn't know where he got that idea from. Good detective, poor short-term memory, but his short-term memory comes back after a minute. So when you say something to him, he goes, "Don't just wait a minute, give me 60 seconds, and I'll remember it." Makes it challenging, but a good format for a storytelling, So this is, I'm just going to cut to the chase because this is a big story, big stuff, epic. So there's this dead girl found on the beach, right? And she's wearing like 70s, well, not 70s clothes at all. That's nonsense. She's wearing like, shut up. She's wearing 40s clothes. And then they look at her and go, "Wow, well, the only thing about that broad is she's wearing." And the guy goes, "It's 99, remember?" He's like, "Oh yeah. Oh, gee whiz." He's like, "Oh, mate." So the other detective, all three detectives were going for coffee. They got the call at the same time. None of them wanted to look totally bad for the others, so they agreed to go to the. They agreed. All right, we'll take the call. It's like all four detectives from the detective office are all in the same car at the same time. So yeah, we'll take the call. We've got the rookie with us. Let's try and impede him in his detective skills to try and keep this hot streak of his going. Ha ha ha! Fucking 11:05, and he's like, "I know, it's so fucking. We've been in the car for an hour, done nothing." It's like, "We're not done nothing. We're doing detective work, important work. We're drinking our coffee." He's like, "No, remember, we didn't get the coffee." "Oh, we could have got the coffee." "Yeah, you know what? There's plenty of times for them to have gotten coffee. They've probably got coffee." So they go to the beach, the riverside thing with a dead girl, and she's wearing 40s clothes. And the first guy goes, "Oh, you gotta get a JOB if you want to be with me in the 80s." And he's like, He goes, no, I'm just singing the song. I'm not trying to be like modern. He goes, dude, it's 1999. What did people say in 1999? He goes, I don't know, like, oh yeah, total. She got owned. He's like, I think that's a wee bit early, but I'm gonna let you have it. He goes, Napster. And he goes, that's not appropriate to anything. Yeah, Napster. Say Napster. Yeah, that girl's been probably, yeah, what she's done, she's downloaded a dodgy DVD, a dodgy MP3, hasn't she? And the detective's like, I know, man. It's like, you know, I got a new phone and it can hold like 14 MP3s. It's awesome. It's like, yeah, we should totally list things that are happening right now that would seem absurd in the future. So you should do. We should totally do that. He goes, yeah, what'd you pay for your internet? He goes, oh, you guys will love this one, right? And with CompuServe, right? So it's like it's $15.99 a month. That's on top of my line rental. I can only use it when I'm on the phone. It's like everyone remembers that, but that's not interesting enough. Keep going. He's like, it's an hour and 15 pence for every hour. £1.15 for every hour I listen to it. So I use it. So you're rationing your internet use. He's like, this is boring, this bit, move on. Dead girl. He's like, okay, wow, she is dressed really 40s. And he goes, that's perfect. That's safe in just about any era. You just say that, no one's going to question what era you're in. He goes, you're really paranoid about people questioning the era, man. I don't know what that's about. He goes, because it's 99, everything's going crazy just now. He's like, yeah, I agree with that. We all agree with that. 99 is crazy. Y2K, he's like, oh, let's deal with that another day. That's a detective mystery for another day. He's like, well, you know, it's actually December 31st. You know, we're all bummed to be working today. It's Hogmanay and it's Millennium. He goes, don't call it that. It's like, why not? Everyone calls it that. He's going to call it Y2K. That's what the cool people call it. It's like, I swear to God, it's not. Anyway, dead girl, dressed like it's 40s. He goes, yeah, why is she dressed like it's the 40s? And this guy goes, how do you know she's dressed like it's 40s? She's wearing a skirt. Oh, she's wearing a t-shirt that says, it's got a photograph of Marilyn Monroe on it. It's quite loose. And he goes, yeah, you wouldn't. Who would wear that now? I go, wait, it's the 40s. Was Marilyn Monroe a thing in the 40s? She was a thing in the 40s. She wasn't born in the 50s. She wasn't cloned. It's like, imagine she was cloned. He's like, dudes, move on. 40s clothes, what's that about? And he goes, I don't know, but And then Ken Cosgrove, the main detective, goes, well, my great-grandfather... great-grandfather? Yeah, great-grandfather was a detective. Oh, no, probably just grandfather, right? Yeah, my grandfather's a detective right here in the 40s, and he said that dead girl showed up wearing clothes from 1999. And he's like, what does that mean? He goes, well, he said she was wearing futuristic clothes. And it was like really awesome, and no one believed him, and you know his life was ruined. That's why I'm like a lowly policeman. I wasn't given a top job. He's like, oh, dude, by the way, it's 1:15. I'm eating a sandwich as I say this. It's like, wow, how did I miss lunch? So engrossed in this dead girl. So what was she wearing, the girl in the future? She's wearing a Napster t-shirt and stuff. It's like, oh man, he's onto something. What could it mean? He goes, I don't know, but I feel like something has to happen soon that just so that she's a mermaid. He's like, what? Dude, that's crazy. No one would say that in 1999 or 1940. He goes, no, maybe no one would say it ever, but I just get a strong feeling that she's probably a mermaid. I mean, her skirt goes all the way past her legs, covers her feet, looks like a fucking tail. He goes, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, you know what? I've got my grandpa's file here. I got it from the car. Do you remember that hour-long break when he said it was 1:15? It was clearly nothing had happened for ages. I nipped out for a while. Came back, tried to solve a case on the way. The only case I could solve was my broken heart. He goes, you solved that? He's like, yeah, I did. I went down the street and there's like all these girls I fancied from Mad Men walking past. I just sort of went, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? And she went, yeah, okay. Will you don't tell anyone that I'm playing multiple roles in this story? He's like, no one will notice. You're just Peggy Olsen in Mad Men. You're not like an important character. She's like, oh, good, thanks. And yeah, so broken heart is solved. He goes, I mean, mate, it's your first day in the job. I know I'm not really leaning on that, but you know, it's your first day in the job. I don't really care about your love life. He's like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm a tortured soul. Leave me alone. So I get this box, I pull out all the stuff, and I'm going, oh look, here's the photograph of the girl with the Napster t-shirt, and she has like Napster headphones and Napster sunglasses, and look at her trousers, like Napster trousers that cover up her looks like a tail and shit. The guy's like, wow, so should we open up her trousers and stuff? And they go, yeah, we should. So they open up the trousers of the skirt. It's a skirt in the 40s girl, but it's 1999. They open it up, and it's the mermaid, and she wakes up and she goes, oh, You made me wake up by removing my trousers. That make me look human. They don't make you like that human. They made me look human in 1940 when I was found. And you're like, what was with that? It was that was you. So you were found in the 40s and you're dressed like the 90s. And she goes, yeah, wouldn't you like to know? I'm not telling you. You'll have to interrogate me. And they went, fuck! Oh, no, wait, I'm good at this. I can tell when you're lying. How? But when you'll pinch your eyes and you'll like purse your lips when you lie. She goes, well, we'll do that then. He's like, fuck! Oh my god, I'm such a bad detective. And the guy's like, you know what? Okay, so it's 7 o'clock at night and you haven't solved any cases yet. 7 o'clock! I haven't had lunch, haven't had dinner. My insulin! Jesus, diabetes! And they're like, was insulin around in the 40s? He goes, probably not, but it's 1999, remember? He's like, yep, got you. Go and take your insulin. We'll take you in for the interrogation, and then you can come in all insulined up. Does it make you stronger or a better detective? No, it just it gets rid of my blood sugar. What the fuck? People know what insulin is in the 40s. I mean 1999. Sorry. So he goes off, has his insulin. They bundle her in the boot of the car because they're still not convinced that she's alive. That she's still technically a dead body. That's how she was designated. So they take her in. She's got a tail now. So what they do is they put a paddling pool in the. Well, this is really nasty. There's a good cop, bad cop. They put a paddling pool in the interrogation room, and then they all sit in it and they're jammed and start playing. Oh, this is fun! And she's sitting there flapping her tail, going, "Guys, it's not that bad. Seriously, I've got enough moisture to last me for 8 or 9 minutes. Yeah, you guys have got nothing on me." And they're like, 8 or 9 minutes. She's got us. Oh, what are we gonna do? Then Ken Costco goes in and goes, "Right. Did you do it?" She goes, "Do what?" And he goes, "Damn, what are we charging her with?" Seriously. And they're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "What are we actually charging her with?" I mean, she was found sleeping on the beach. It's like, but she's from 1999. So are we. It's like, fuck. How was you in the 40s then from 1999? She goes, I just look really young. I don't age. And he goes, "Is being a mermaid a crime?" And they're like, "No, but we should just let her go." He's like, "We can't hold her here." She said. Then there's a knock on the door. First sound effect in the show. Woo! Anyway, there's a knock on the door, and the mermaid lawyer comes in. He goes, "Oh, finally, my big case. I knew it would pay off. I've been a mermaid lawyer for 25 years. Not had one case."
A lawyer that's a mermaid?
Normal lawyer.
The human lawyer who...
He went to one of these crackpot, like, internet colleges in 1994. So, internet was early then. But he's quite old. And he went to this... He did this online course and had to become a mermaid lawyer. And it's legal. He passed the mermaid bar. And now he's been unable to practice for ages. There's been a few cases of mermaids being found. He's been representing some of the eyewitnesses, but there's no money in that. So now he's on his big case. He's barged in and he goes, "My client doesn't have to speak to you about anything." And she goes, "I don't have to speak about anything anyway, dipshit. They don't fucking charge me with anything. Who are you anyway?" And he goes, I'm the mermaid lawyer for Los Angeles, and I'm so impressed to meet you." And she goes, "Oh, fuck yeah, I've met people like you before. You're a dick. Go away." He goes, "You know what? I think the next mermaid I meet is going to be a much better client." And he walks out. And she's like, "Don't need a lawyer. Don't need to tell you anything. You've got nothing to hold me on. So what's going to happen next?" And they go, "Well, nothing. We've got nothing on you." She goes, "Wow, I've got so many stories to tell. So many interesting adventures. I mean, I've been to 1999." And they go, "Well, it's 1999 now." She goes, "No, but I was in the 40s in 1999. They go, "Yep, got you. Yep." It's a little bit confusing. "I would like to know what that's about." And she goes, "Wouldn't you like to know?" And he goes, "I just said I would like to know. I mean, I literally just said it." She goes, "Well, ask me a question and you can test your detective thing out. Obviously, that's the whole gimmick here, isn't it?" And he goes, "Yeah, okay, are you a mermaid?" She goes, "Yes." And he goes, "Damn, that was a control question. What was I thinking?" She goes, "Right, can I go then?" He's like, "Yeah." She's going, "You help me out?" And he goes, "How will I help you out?" She goes, "Well, give me the paddling pool, I'll drive it home." And he goes, "Okay." She gets in the paddling pool, drives it home. They're all sitting around going, "Wow, big day. But kid, you really solved the case." And he goes, "What case?" "I don't know, that she was a mermaid and shit." And he goes, "Yeah, well, I was one to notice that, to be fair." And he goes, "Okay, you solved your first case. It's only 3 weeks into your first job. Well done." It was a long case. The end. Sorry, the end.
Oh my god.
I forgot to end it.
So at what point were you supposed to end it?
I mean, in my story, my phone just ran out of memory, so I just it could have gone on for hours. But I don't remember writing it.
That was very, very funny, man. I liked the 1999 stuff, and I liked the 1940 stuff.
Yeah, maybe a sequel. I don't understand that. Yeah, I wanted to go for, well, since you did the Under the Sea story, I wanted to do more of the detective story.
But you didn't know what story I'd done before. You wrote your one.
Yeah, it's just a happy luck, I guess. It's a toss of a coin, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, so yeah, we got. I think it captured the feel of Noire a little bit.
I don't know what the feel of Noire was. So.
Well, he was a rookie cop in the first scenes of the game.
The first scenes.
Yeah, but because of the game, time does go by quite quickly.
Oh, okay.
And there's dead girls found, but they're always dead in the game. They don't come back to life.
How does she drive the paddling polo?
Oh, I mean, well,
mermaids can do that. Or?
She swims in water, so she just drives the paddling pool. It's pretty simple when you think about it. It makes perfect sense.
You're right. Sorry.
She's not a terribly nice person in both stories. Ariel. And
was that Ariel in yours? I just thought it was a mermaid.
Oh, I never designated her Ariel, but yeah, it's Little Mermaid. It could be an Ariel. But our mermaids aren't very nice people, really. Yours is very self-centered, and I mean,
well,
she's
at
just
the end
confused.
she realises she's confused about the story, so you don't really know.
Yeah, true, but she doesn't care at all when humans die and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's true. She didn't. You're right.
Your protagonists are always much more polite and well-mannered and like well-bred than mine, but they're complete sociopaths when it comes to suffering of others. Mine are just dicks. They'll insult you, call you a twat, and tell you to fuck off. But they don't really kill people. I know, actually, that's not true. I've had death and destruction in my stories.
Well, that's another.
Yep, in the can. Oh, I left out a word there. Episode.
Yeah.
That's another episode in the can.
Another couple of stories for you. We'll have another couple next week.
Don't spend them all in the same shop.
Is it all at once in the same shop? You can spend it in the same shop. You go back multiple times. Just don't spend them in the same shop at once.
Put the stories into a deductible ISA that will pay off over a long period of time. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So last week we did Harry Potter and Hitman.
Yes.
Did we? Was there a big fan backlash to that, Jerry?
I'm still live and kicking. So are you?
Yep.
No one's dead.
Any broken windows?
Nope. That's been fine.
I'm surprised at that because Harry Potter. I was really worried.
Yeah. Obviously hasn't aired yet either. So
Yeah.
we don't know. We don't know. So moving on. Do you expect anything this week?
We Disney. I think the most backlash we're going to get is due to you saying that L.A. Noire was a PS3 exclusive.
That'll piss them off. That'll piss off the punters big time.
Yeah.
Because I still think it is. That's the worst part. I don't think it was on PC at all, man. If it was, it might have been on PC. It definitely wasn't on Xbox. So if it's on Xbox, then I'm going to say it's definitely not on Xbox. So
next week I'm going to be saying. So the big backlash this week is last week you said it wasn't on Xbox. Probably 6 weeks from now because it wouldn't have aired yet. Yeah.
It might never air. No, I think that might be problematic. But our treatment of Little Mermaid. You sexualised her a little bit too much, but then we didn't put the penises in that film.
Yeah, that's true. Or what
you put more penises in it. To be fair,
I put the themes in that film.
Yeah, you directly reference and in fact touch the stone penis.
Oh, good point.
Whereas I had no penises in mine, no vaginas in mine.
Not a single one.
No, not a single one because she had.
So you think people are going to be pissed off? It's a bit too sexual.
People might be pissed off. My story makes no fucking sense. I mean, yeah, the 40s 99 thing. I have no explanation for that.
I'm sure there's lots of stuff that are in the wrong dates there.
Make up your own fan fiction.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, go for it. Make up your own fan fiction on our fan fiction. Let's cross over the Dirty Dancing episode with the Hitman episode and see what happens. Have at it. And then you can cross that over with something else. We'll create a primordial soup of revolting stories. And they would be revolting. That's partly the aim, I suppose.
So, next week.
Remind us what next week is.
It's a big one.
They're all big ones.
Star Wars.
Oh, that is a big one.
And Sex and the City.
Whoa, the biggest thing of all!
The ultimate franchise.
Star Wars and Sex and the City. Well, that should be good. I mean, these are two franchises I know quite well. I love Star Wars. Not big surprise, lots of people do, but I'm a big Star Wars fan. I know my way around that storyline, that universe quite well. Sex and the City, I've seen most of it. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm aware of all the characters and what they do and stuff. So that should create enough information to go on. How about you?
I don't think I have trouble writing that. That's again same kind of scenario like Star Wars. I know enough about Sex and the City to write a story about it.
I wish this was a video podcast because I would have the Star Wars information scrolling and just have do.
Would that be your whole story?
I'd just tell it that way, yeah. With the music playing.
Yeah, for the music.
But right at the end, it would have Carrie getting water on her after the bus goes past.
Oh,
and a picture of Darth Maul on the bus.
Really? Oh, I'll see you next week for that story.
Yep. Tune in.